strong run of form in the first team. Allegedly, is being said here. He's quote unquote impressed since he's come in. He's still going to be linked with moves away. He probably knows if Magalhaes is fit, he's not going to play too much. We're linked with Heinsohn, who gave a good addition of himself, I believe, playing as a left-sided centre-half. Obviously, he scored. He's linked with everybody and their dog. Apparently, he has a 50 to 60 million, depending on where you read, release clause that could be paid in instalments. And he is linked with Liverpool, with Real Madrid, with Bayern, with Arsenal, with Chelsea, and probably many more, man. Newcastle, in fact, as well. You lot might hate Benjamin Sesko, but over the weekend, he scored his 21st goal, people, despite a testing season for Leipzig. And he did against Bayern Munich. So I don't expect to see links with him go away. Silly season is almost upon us. Rodrigo's starting price apparently is 100 million. Apparently, Arsenal have asked about him in recent days. Are you lot having him? And there's several teams linked with him for what it's worth as well. It's not just Arsenal, United, City, Liverpool, PSG, and the world would be interested. Newcastle apparently will rival Arsenal for the signing of Ivan Ndika, who's set to be available for around 30 million. I don't think we're going to go for Ollie Watkins, but we are linked with him. Allegedly, Chelsea would be prepared to pay this 60 million asking price for the Aston Villa forward if they fail to get Victor Osimhen. Ryan Cherky has decided on Liverpool. I mean, I would love Arsenal to get him, man. At least Spurs don't. If it would load, Arsenal sporting director Andrea Berta is pushing to sign Gyokeres. We keep hearing that, and I'm sure he is, but it's one where you just want to see us announce that 1st to the 10th of June and then 16th of June to the 1st of September, only because league rules allow max of 12 weeks for a window. Don't be surprised if we lose the rest of the games. Those are hard fixtures. But and yeah, there is going to be 2 windows because of the World Club Cup. People would rather finish second than winning the trophy. If Spurs or United win Europa, that would mean they had a better season than us. I disagree. It means they had a better season in Europe because they got over the line. It don't mean they've had a better season in general. Right. Because they wouldn't, we'd won a trophy, but nobody's going to do, so what? We're going to say we want to be 17th. I'm not saying you would want to trade necessarily. They definitely, where it comes to cup competition, yes, they've had a better season in whatever competition they've won. But in the league, clearly not. But again, one thing that said, nobody's going to remember, I couldn't even tell you where Man United, I know it wasn't as low as this, but I can't tell you where Man United finished when they won the Europa League the last time. But it's in history that they won it. And that goes for all of them. If he reaches the final and finishes second, I'm still okay with Arteta saying, I hope I don't get hated for that opinion. You can never be hated for your opinion, bro. I always say I don't care what you lot think, just as long as you think. How boring would life like football be if we all felt the same way? Everybody's allowed their opinion. My thing is, as long as you can articulate it and do your thing, Bob's your uncle, man. That Arteta comment is the one, DG. Arteta is a good coach, but so far doesn't appear to be showing the qualities of a winning coach. That's it. I can't call you a winning coach because you ain't been a winner. I could do the romantic thing and, a winner is someone that gets up and tries, and I'll do that on Rancid Stream and whatnot, but let's cut the crap. You're not a winner if you don't win things. You can't be an Olympic runner of 100 meters if you ain't won medals. It don't make sense. Silly season is upon us, people. And if, at least we could get some chuckles. Arsenal and Atletico Madrid have inquired about potentially signing Antony. Yeah, right. AC Milan apparently want to bring Riccardo Calafiori back to Serie A. You're not going to do that in a deal worth 35 million euros. I'm not on that. I'm all up for signing this Leicester lad. Arsenal are considering a move for Leicester starlet Bilal El Khanous. 20 years of age, good technical level, not afraid to shoot, versatile. I'm on that. I don't believe we're in for him, though. Bournemouth and Arsenal, as you've seen, they've been linked with Garcia. I mean, I'm sure Bournemouth, after doing the double over us, must be thinking that they can beat us on the transfer front as well, people, if I'm completely honest with you. What else we got? Arsenal have added Ademola Lookman to their short list of attacking targets. Zinchenko could leave or be set to leave Arsenal this summer. Borussia Dortmund are said to be interested in him. Was he not linked with them in January? Manchester United, Chelsea, and Spurs are all competing to sign Heinsohn, who's set to make a decision on his future this summer, allegedly. Ajax are willing to sell Netherlands defender João Hato this summer, with Chelsea apparently considering a move for the 19-year-old. I'm all for that. We need to go get him. We have been linked with Frankie de Jong for 40 million euros. I don't believe that. Man United are still linked with the 27-year-old. Barcelona, I mean, we know about their financial situation. The Koundés, the Arojos, the De Jongs, they're always linked with moves away. Whether they go or not, I don't know. Obviously, there's a Dutch influence over there at Liverpool, and he'd be a very good 6 in that Arne Slot side, I feel. Apparently, Liverpool have been linked with him. I'm not gonna put too much stock in that. I'm not putting no stock in us signing Anthony for 30 to 40 million euros either. Jorginho set to be going to Flamengo. I did cover this yesterday, but the director has more or less said we'd ideally like to have him in for the Club World Cup. Hodgson apparently is still drawing interest from Arsenal. Once again, his 60 million release clause can be paid in installments. Apparently, Real Madrid see him as too expensive. So if he keeps developing, how much better is he going to get? Once again, Arsenal have open talks over the signing of Rodrigo. Apparently, he's edging towards leaving Real Madrid this summer as he's unhappy about a number of things. The signing of Mbappe last summer is the biggest as it saw the Brazilian status within the squad diminish. His failure to finish in the top 20 of the Ballon d'Or voting was said to have annoyed him, and he has now realized that the focus on Mbappe, Vinicius, and Bellingham at Real is proving difficult to flourish within. The 24-year-old has struggled to build on his impressive campaign last season and is currently in a bad run of form with just one goal and one assist in 22 games. That's crazy. Arsenal like Rodrigo's flexibility as he can play across the front line as well as his scoring ability. He can play off the left. I'd love him in the 10. Obviously, he can play off the right and play through the middle. We're still interested in Gyokeres. 64 goal contributions in 48 games surely would transform our attack. And he's still linked with Man United. Some reports actually say they're the front runners. Again, silly season. According to the boot room, Arsenal have discussed a shock Kevin De Bruyne move. Arsenal have now held internal discussions about the signing of De Bruyne upon the expiry of his Manchester City contract this summer. The Belgian reportedly wants to remain in Europe in what has shocked the citizens who may well find themselves squaring off against one of their best ever players, having thought he would jet off to Saudi or America. Now, Kevin De Bruyne could still do a job, but it's not like if you said that 5 years ago, exaggerating 5 years ago, you'd be excited. Like, good player, transferable experience, but the injuries, the fact that he's not the player he once would, it doesn't make sense to us. I wouldn't say no, but yeah, I mean, he's on 400k a week. Forget it, man. Forget. And you'd have to say sorry to Arteta because you pushed him as well. I'm still on to you for that. Real Madrid are ready to negotiate a deal with Arsenal to sign Saliba. According to Romano, Real Madrid are ready to negotiate a deal. People, the European champions view the French international defender as a unique prospect to bolster their defensive options and are prepared to negotiate with Arsenal, whether that be now or in the future. His contract at the Emirates is set to expire in 2027. The Athletic understands that La Liga outfit are planning to sign the former Saint Etienne defender on a free transfer when his contract expires at the end of the 2026-27 season. Apparently, Romano reports Madrid views the 24-year-old as the Bellingham of defenders. And I mean, you've seen it with Mbappe, it could have been Alphonso Davies, but with Trent, with Mbappe, allegedly, with Trent, with Mbappe, with Rodrigo, with Rudiger, they will wait. For Arsenal, you're going to have to bite the bullet either this year, next year, and say, you know what, at some point, there's going to have to be a cut-off period. So we'll have to see, man. We'll have to see. Arsenal apparently have joined the race with Borussia Dortmund to sign Jamie Gittins this summer. The 20-year-old apparently is homesick and wants to leave. He's got to deal at Dortmund until 2028. We'll have to see. Apparently, he's represented by the same agents or agency that has Bukayo Saka. Him and his reps have informed Dortmund of his desire to change clubs. The England under-21 international's goal is to return to his country where Arsenal and Chelsea are suitors. Chelsea apparently have held initial talks with his camp. Arsenal have entered the poker, whatever that means. They further state the Gunners are ahead of their London rivals. If Chelsea have started negotiations and we haven't, how can we be ahead? I don't know, people. But yeah, the managing director said it's not true that he wants to leave. Apparently, they could be willing to let him go for 50 to 60 million euros. Arsenal have made a new number 9 their top priority. Gyokeres and Sesko. Sesko seen as more realistic target than Isaac. Nico Williams is our dream ticket. There's likely departures of Zinchenko, Jorginho, and Tierney. We're still linked with Garcia. Well, Saka, Magalhaes, and Havertz have all undergone surgery on hamstring injuries. I mean, I don't know why that's a shock. But there is no agenda against Arsenal and other clubs. Man, shut up. I'm not reading this. Whoever said that? There's an agenda against my club, but there's no excuse. Saliba's stance on forcing Real Madrid transfer. Saliba will reportedly not force a move to Madrid despite strong interest. He's got 2 years left. He has spoken about wanting to win trophies. It does look like they're about to get Trent Alexander-Arnold. Apparently, his reps remain in talks with the Gunners hierarchy over a bumper contract. You have to show him that you're serious. Now, Saliba, you've done some silly stuff this season, but if you're Saliba, honestly, Saka's English says different and he signals his intention. But honestly, if I'm Saliba, I'm not in a rush to sign a new deal. One, I know I've got a long way to go, but Arsenal don't want to lose me. I'll have plenty of suitors. I want to be one of the top earners, and I want to be at a club that wins trophies. And every minute that goes by, The ball is more in Michael. Arsenal are going to have to bite the bullet either this year or next year, or in the the 2026-27 season, when 2027 you'd leave on the free. They're going to have to bite the bullet. I'm only going to get better. Now, obviously, the players have to take some responsibility, but I've got the less vim for the players. You look at last summer, you look at January. You remember Declan Rice was saying, I'm sure we'll bring someone in. The gaffer was playing Tierney left wing. When Saliba was reintegrated or proper began his Arsenal career in the 2022-23 season, cool, breath of fresh air. Last year, we go again. This year, I'm like, oh, because I know he said he wants to be remembered by fans and all of that, but things can change. And at the end of the day, you're going to get to a point where, do I want to be remembered by Arsenal fans? Do I want to be remembered by Arsenal fans for winning trophies? Or do I want to win trophies? Now, you want to do all three, but at some point, Arsenal might go one way and you're going to have to go another. A bit like, remember when we moved to the Emirates and Thierry Henry had to leave to win what he needed to win? We'll have to see, man. Just make sure we're looking for the replacement where need be, and maybe we're in talks, because there's a real big aggression, I would say, this week with today actually, with Saliba Real Madrid talks. Apparently they've been in talks with Madrid for weeks. Now, if I'm Saliba's agent, I am, because it's all games. I'm going to tell Real Madrid, you've got an opportunity to sign him. I'm going to leverage that to Arsenal. My goal is just to get Saliba probably a 3-year deal with an option of a 4th and big money. Saka and Saliba, they're always on 3-4 year deals. Why? Because in the next 12 to 18 months from them signing that period, if they do what needs to be done, apparently we're keen on renewing his deal, people. So we'll have to see. And to be fair, against Madrid, you got a bit of stage fright, man. Tavares is expected to complete a permanent move away from the club. I hardly think that's news. That's to be expected. Arsenal are apparently willing to make a bid for one of the best strikers in Serie A, which, as you can see, is Vlahovic, a player who is linked with many a moon ago, man. Apparently, Berta is actively searching for a top quality number 9. Juventus are willing to sell the Serbian international striker for between 50 to 60 million. I think he earns 12 million a year in Serie A, which is I think he's the highest earner both at Juventus and in that country. He's got 14 goals and 5 assists in 38 games. Aston Villa want him as well. They need a forward, because it seems like they're done with Ollie Watkins. Duran cut out. We'll have to see. Sources told Galetti that Arsenal are focusing on other strikers such as Isaac and Gyokeres. Fair enough. Fair enough. I don't care what PGMO I have to say about the handball, because it's been there, done now. Real Madrid apparently sent scouts to watch Hojsson and Kirkes, people against us. 2 players that we've been linked with, actually, for what it's worth. Arsenal have not given up hope of signing Gyokeres, but fear they have already lost out to Man United in the race to sign the sporting forward. We've gone over the Vlahovic stuff. Man City are planning to go for Morgan Gibbs-White. I must admit, where I look at Morgan Gibbs-White, ironically, Morgan Rogers as well, I do want some dynamic midfielders like that, man. That seems like that's where the game is also more. Again, Real Madrid are still linked with Saliba. Apparently, United have joined the race to sign Mbuemo. He's available for 60 million. Thomas Frank has said they're a selling club, and we've previously been linked to him. I'd love him in the club. Arsenal want to sign 19-year-old Palmeiras winger Luigi this summer, but are braced for competition from Dortmund and Inter. I guess that's one for us to do a tactical video about. Speaking of Brazilians, apparently Arsenal, Chelsea,